G'day and welcome to the show. Today we'll be continuing our journey down the rugged west coast of Tasmania and we'll be checking out the little town of, where are we, Robbie?
Queenstown, Macca, which of course is predominantly known for its pining and mining, but it's also a really pretty little spot. There's so much to see and do here, Macca. We are going to do it all, and it's all been brought to you thanks to our great mates at GNS Chassis.
So come along you lot, we're going to go and check out Queenstown as we show you
What's up down under?
It's time to see this land of wonder. It's time to go and see what's up down under. What's up down under.
On today's episode, the GNS Chassis West Tasmania adventure takes us from Waratah to Queenstown and then on to the colourful town of Zeeland. Joining the GNS Chassis West Tasmania adventure is Aidan and Marie Saggers from Vacationer Caravans towing the Rough Rider.
John Sills from Nova Caravans in the newly redesigned Terra Sports.
Robbie and I are using the Ram 1500 Laramie to tow the off-grid from Lotus Caravans.
And leading the way for GNS Chassis is Russell Bredmore towing the track line from Legend Caravans.
Because our drive from Waratah wasn't that far, before checking into Queenstown, we decided to head up the mountain and stretch our legs. We had to stop because it was just such a cracking view.
You can see the evidence of mining in the area, these beautiful, quite striking cliffs all around this turquoise pool of water.
From the lookout, we set off on a walking track to Horsetail Falls. The route reminded me of something you might find in the Himalayas.
I get a little bit jittery with heights, so when I looked out and it was this sort of stainless steel path just out into the abyss, I was like, oh, I don't know about this.
The walk led us to views of Horsetail Falls, which we enjoyed, and then we were back on the road. To Hollywood? Nah, Queenstown. The drive into Queenstown, I would refer to it as the man-made roller coaster for a caravan. Just select the right gear, step back, let the caravan push you down the hill and the gears slow you down and enjoy the views. It was a magnificent drive. When towing down these steep hills, it's important your electronic brake controller is set properly. If your controller does not have inertia sensing, ensure your controller is set up to apply enough brake to slow you down, but not too much because you don't want your van tyres locking up. Once we came back down the mountain, the convoy wanted to explore Queenstown. It really is a hidden treasure of West Tasmania.
It was lush and beautiful, and I was really amazed as we drove into the township itself to see cute little houses and some of the beautiful old buildings of the yesteryear, the old bank and theatre. There's a lot to see.
I'm a big fan of a country pub, and Queenstown absolutely nailed it. Those pubs you can walk into and just imagine what it was like back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, you know. It's back when Sheilas weren't allowed in the bar, you know, the good old days. Walking around, we discovered Queenstown has a thriving art community, and one particular artist caught our attention.
Per capita, there's a lot of artists in this region. Like, there's more artists per capita here than you'd find in somewhere, say, like Melbourne or, you know, larger population areas.
Stringer's gallery is full of interesting paintings, but there's one style you won't find.
You know, everyone wants a picture of the landscape. I kind of think, well, why don't you just go open the window?
His inspiration comes from experience, and this 6-metre painting was to protest a negative experience at KFC.
Yeah, they wronged me. A 10-piece feed should be 10 pieces, not 9.
Never wrong Stringer, because he'll make a painting about you 6 metres long. That's what happened when he dipped out on one piece of chicken.
That's right.
Along with art, Queenstown is steeped in history, and we visited one local attraction that showcased the Iron Horse, which was vital to the mining industry.
Right at the top of the main street is this amazing old heritage railway. It's the West Coast Wilderness Railway, and it's sort of the arterial route for some of those early days, so how all the towns are connected. You sort of move through a sequence of rooms decorated with placards, information, photographs, and of course, objects or old generators and bits and bobs themselves. The West Coast Wilderness Railway is an integral part of the area, but we're not riding the rails today. You'll have to join us next week as we take the train from Strahan. Choo-choo!
Once we had a good look around, it was time to check the convoy and caravans into the Queenstown Cabin and Tourist Park. The routine of setting up our vans was fine-tuned by now, and it didn't take long for the convoy to call happy hour. After the break, the G&S Chassis West Tasmania adventure goes underground. Literally.
What's up down under?
The West Tasmania adventure has been made possible by our partners at G&S Chassis. To find out why caravans using G&S Chassis are the best, go to gnschassis.com.au. Well, it's dangerous times in Tasmania because John Sills and I have been left unsupervised to organise some snacks for everyone. So there's not going to be a lot of veggies, not going to be a lot of salad, but there is going to be a lot of steak. Mate, today we're doing steak roll-ups. What do you reckon, Silsy?
Mate, sounds good. I think last time when we cooked, I cooked a healthy meal, didn't I?
I don't think you cooked a meal that we ate, to tell you the truth, mate. It looked good on telly, didn't it? When Silsy cooked over there, but I've got to tell you the truth.
So
Wasn't that flash?
Now it's your turn. Okay, so
Righto,
what are we doing?
Here's what we're going to do. So have you ever made steak roll-ups before?
Not your steak roll-ups, no.
Righto, here we go, mate. So we're going to get these little bits of nice thin steak, sizzle steaks as they call them. Now you're going to cut up some little slithers. He's choosing his weapon. Silsy's actually a chef by trade. And while we're at it, we'll put a little bit of rub on the inside. We're going to put it on the inside and the outside. This is my new beef barbecue rub, the Great Barrier Beef. Go to my Facebook page, check it out, get your hands on some.
Do we want some cheese?
Yeah.
Well, we'll go this way.
Well, that's Silsy. You know, Silsy, mate. How is the Terra Sports going down here in Tassie?
Mate, going good, really good, really good. We're running the Elco Enduro Outback underneath.
Yep.
You know some of the areas we've been, and you will at home too. Hasn't moved a beat.
And what about the Terra Sports in general, mate? Comfort? You've been sleeping here. Chilly nights down in Tasmania as they are.
Actually, last night I
had
to turn the heater off. It got too hot.
So we're going blue cheese and we're going to go lengthwise?
Obviously.
Do you want jalapenos on that one or not?
Nah.
Leave them out?
We'll leave them out in that one.
Weak. All right. I reckon we get one more going and we'll show these folks at home what we're doing.
Yep.
And then we can do the rest of them later on when the rest of the crew get back to the camp.
Need more toothpicks?
Yeah. Plenty.
Don't yell at me. You're not my mum.
The more toothpicks there are, the better it is. That's what they say. You pull them out before you eat it, by the way. Otherwise, you end up with a big in the back of the throat. No,
there's going to be a warning at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
Back it says pull the toothpicks out first.
There's always
just
a warning,
for public liability and stuff like
everything I'm involved in, there's some sort of warning, unfortunately for me. It's bad for my self-esteem. Righto. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil on those.
Nice.
Just a little sprinkle.
What brand's that?
That's Kyneton olive oil. We always use the Kyneton. Our mates from there look after us and they do make a fantastic olive oil. Now what we're going to do with these, we don't want to cook them too much on the outside first. So I've set the little grill up with the all the charcoal at one end. So the other end will be indirect heat. Righto, bang the lid back on.
Banged on.
And I reckon we'll give them about 20 minutes or so because that should be around about 90 degrees at that end, roughly. Give them about 20 minutes and then we'll give them the coals and get them nice and crisp. See you in a minute. Righto guys, so about 15 minutes over the indirect heat and then we've shifted them over onto the coals and I reckon, Silsy, by the looks of that smoke coming from our cooking apparatus, I think we're pretty close. What do you reckon? Good. So I say when you see a lot of smoke, dinner's ready.
How does that look?
I reckon that looks pretty good. So we might slip into these and when the rest of the crew get back from their day out, we might make a few more for them. What do you reckon?
Sounds like a good idea.
Have fun.
What's up down under? Nova Caravans and Mars Campers have teamed up to bring you this year's major prize valued at over $74,000. Our 10th birthday Live Your Dream competition has begun, so enter now. You could win this awesome Terra Sports and see Australia in the luxury you deserve. The Terra Sports is designed to cope with conditions that other caravans can't. Made to go off-road with heaps of water storage, solar panels and DC to DC charger. Tough outside and luxurious inside. With roof-mounted air conditioning, all modern appliances, soft close drawers and RV Wi-Fi. And second prize winner receives an endurance camper from Mars Campers worth over $22,000. Easy setup, off-road capable, and all the attention to detail you expect from Mars Campers. Enter at whatsupdownunder.com.au. Follow the links to the competitions page. It's that easy. There's even more chances to win with our runner-up prize packs from Ram Trucks. You can enter every day of the competition and you must enter to win. Our 10th birthday Live Your Dream competition has begun, so enter now.
When it comes to touring off the beaten track, the Legend Trackline Semi-Off-Road is the perfect companion for your adventures.
It all starts with a solid foundation. The chassis is a 6-inch GNS Supergal frame riding on Alco cross-country independent dual-axle coil suspension, which is backed up by electric brakes all round. The body of the van is built around a durable aluminium composite frame with insulated roof and walls. Adding to the tough go-anywhere look, the bottom section of the walls are covered in tough checker plate. This is matched with 16-inch off-road wheels and tyres, plenty of ground clearance and a heavy-duty off-road hitch. Inside the off-road ready outer shell, you'll find all the luxury and top-quality appliances you'd need for any adventure. The practical kitchen has a 4-burner gas top, a full-size oven and microwave with a 190-litre 3-way fridge with sturdy cupboards and drawers and smart post-form bench tops. It features a comfy cafe L-shaped lounge, and the queen bed has gas struts for easy access to the huge underbed storage. Off-grid capabilities are impressive to say the least, with not only two 160-watt solar panels, two 120 amp-hour AGM batteries, but also two 95-litre water tanks. With bunks for up to 3 kids and a compact yet functional ensuite with both shower and bathroom. Internal and external LED lighting, including 2 LED lights and the Dometic rollout awning, make life easy when the sun goes down, and the air conditioner means controlling temperature inside your van is easy. This is one tough caravan on the outside, but there's plenty of comfort on the inside. For more information, head to legendcaravans.com.au.
With so much to see in Queenstown, we decided to roam wild. Actually, it was a tour company called Roam Wild, and the theatre seemed like a good place to start. The Paragon Theatre was a little gem in Queenstown. I wasn't expecting to find something like it. When I walked through the door, I just went, wow. Anthony Coulson begins his tours here, and you realise right from the start, you're in for a treat.
We learnt a little bit about the history, and it had been painstakingly restored by a gentleman, I think he was actually from Zimbabwe, who had migrated to Queenstown, lived there for quite a few years, and done the place up on his own.
With so much to see, we set off in the Roam Wild coach. He's got this bus that's so comfortable. You hop in there, put your seatbelt on, the commentary starts, you're driving out of town, and it's just a show from the moment you get in to the moment you get out.
And these tributaries to the Queen River. And he said there's more human pine here than anywhere else.
Our next stop was a special timbers sawmill, and Anthony shared his knowledge of this most precious resource.
If you're going to build a boat out of this supple timber that works beautifully, and it doesn't rot away, and borers don't like it, it's perfect.
The next part of the tour took us to the rainforest, where we stood at the feet of ancient pines dated at 2,000 years old.
Because the legislation means now they can't actually be lopped down. So yeah, as far as the eye could see, massive ancient trees. I mean, the girth of some of those trees is just so big.
We couldn't leave the mountains without visiting a mine, and that's just where Anthony took us next. It's pretty cool that you can still get the opportunity to come and check out these things. You know, these days workplace health and safety's gone nuts and you can't touch anything anymore. This brings you into an existing mine. It's just like a step back in the past. Come on, we'll check it out. When you go out on a tour with Anthony, you don't see anything that's made up. You just see the real stuff. And there we are, walking into a mine shaft.
We all had our little torches on, and I was freaking out a little bit, but I left Macca in there to have a chat to Anthony and had a poke around myself.
This is one of many, many, many mines. Matter of fact, there's 200 mines here that have been written about.
Mate, amazing experience. What comes next?
Ooh, let's go have lunch. Back at the Paragon.
I've never said no to a lunch. Let's do it then. Back at the Paragon, Anthony served up a scrumptious lunch, and our director Dave interrupted me to do this bit of business. Tell you what, that's pretty good. First half of the tour done. Back to the Paragon Theatre for a bit of lunch. I'm going to finish my soup. Why don't you grab a snack, and I'll catch you after the break, because we're going to go and check out a hydroelectricity plant that has been delivering more power than they need here in Tassie for over 100 years. I bet you South Australians are happy about that. You can do with a bit these days, can't you?
What's up, down under?
Transportation for the West Tasmania adventure has been made possible by our partners at Spirit of Tasmania. To find out how easy it is to transport your vehicle and caravan to Tasmania, just log on to spiritoftasmania.com.au. Continuing our tour with Rome Wild, Anthony took us to the Lake Margaret Power Station. Built to last, it has been generating power for over 100 years.
So there's 7 turbines in the main house over there, and the first 4 in the line were commissioned in 1914.
He also let us in on why this power station is so successful at providing power to Tasmania and other states.
Lake Margaret is a natural lake high up in the mountains which gets so much rain that we're able just to pipe it to the side of the mountain here and plummet it down, and it's just the power of gravity.
Another great part of the tour is seeing the abandoned village that housed the workers for many years.
People come to see the abandoned village and learn about the life and the culture that the people had here. The village that was built to support the whole thing, it was all built by the Mountain Mining and Railway Company all that time ago.
What a fantastic tour, and we've only showed you a piece of it. For the full experience, you must get into Queenstown and look up Rome Wild Tours. And another must-do is staying at the Queenstown Cabin and Tourist Park.
If you're planning a visit to the amazing little town of Queenstown like us, make sure you base yourself right here at the Queenstown Cabin and Tourist Park. This lovely little caravan park has it all, from huge powered sites to family cabins, all nestled away just a short drive from town. All the sites are gravel based, so you don't need to worry about getting muddy if you do get a bit of Queenstown's famous weather. There are renovated amenities, a great camp kitchen complete with a warm wood fire for those cold Tassie nights, and a large barbecue area for you to cook up a storm. If you'd like to know more about this great little park, head to the website or give the team a call today.
This West Tasmania adventure has been made possible by our partners at Lotus Caravans. Check out their latest range by logging on to lotuscaravans.com.au. Now you lot stick around because there's more to be seeing as we're travelling to Zion.
What's up, down under?
Vehicle support for this episode is provided by Ram Trucks. If you want to find out why Ram Trucks eat utes for breakfast, just log on to ramtrucks.com.au. One of the great caravans from the G&S Chassis family is the Rough Rider from Vacationer Caravans. To learn all about this van or any other van from Vacationer Caravans, just log on to vacationercaravans.com.au.
We've just brought 4 caravans to Tasmania and it was easy on Spirit of Tasmania. To book your passage, it's simple. Just log on to spiritoftasmania.com.au. Well, Mark, we all know that when you purchase a car, there are certain intervals at which it's very important to get your car serviced.
That's right.
What about your caravan?
It's exactly the same on your caravan. They have to be serviced at certain intervals.
Right, well, I had no idea. How on earth are you going to know when?
What we have is a warranty and service handbook that comes with your caravan. This details everything you need to know about when to service the caravan chassis and what needs to be serviced on the caravan chassis.
So, Mark, we're ready for a service on the caravan. What kinds of things are we looking to maintain?
Well, explains everything in the book. Wheel nuts, suspension mounting bolts, electric brakes, park brakes, everything you need to know is in the book.
Righto.
Make sure you read it.
I've got my homework. Thank you so much.
So we said goodbye to Queenstown and our next stop is Zion, and you hop in the car and you're sort of used to it now. You know you're going to get a good drive. And yep, we got a good drive again. Nice windy one up the hills, through the rainforest, over the Babylon Brooks. It is just, you can have as much fun in the car from a tourism point of view as you can out of the car, because it just keeps delivering these amazing scenes.
I love those old Aussie towns in the middle of nowhere where you've got a big, beautiful main street. And on that main street, you'll find a cafe, you'll find maybe an old theatre, big old post office and a bank. And Zion had all of those things, and they've been again restored so beautifully.
We were told not to miss the Pioneer Museum, so we popped in for a quick visit. Or so we thought. You walk in and it's like, hey, well, there'll be some displays here about mining days and timber cutting days and that sort of stuff. But there's a back door, and when you walk out, it's like the whole village is there.
It was room after room after room after room, and then there was a yard, and then there was a shed, and then there was 10 other sheds.
The Pioneer Museum here in Zion is one of those wonderful places you find on the road. You look at it from the front, you think, I'll spend 10 or 15 minutes walking through there, and you get out the back, there's all these exhibits that you wouldn't have even known were here. And there's old Land Rovers and just a bit of everything. Tractors, great stuff. And you can kind of get hands-on with it too. There's no barriers around it. Well, they sent me down to Tasmania. I'm towing the Lotus caravan. If we had have known, we could have got them to throw a tow bar on this and we could have been pulling the Lotus with a Lotus. With mining being a key industry in this area, Robbie was able to see what the rocks look like before they end up in the jewellery store.
Some of the colours that are natural to this earth are just amazing. There's bright orange rocks, bright yellow rocks, blues, greens, purples, pinks.
Now all these rocks and precious metals gave Robbie a bit of gold fever, so she wanted to see where it all came from. And we found just the place, not too far away. Just a short drive out of Zian after exploring the museum, you'll find another piece of history here, which is the spray tunnel. Not far out of town, well worth the drive and well worth the walk. Little bit of history right here. Makes you wonder just how hard it would have been for the boys and girls back in the day living out here and cutting their way through this mountain. There you go, there's a little bit of local knowledge gold for you, and it's all been brought to you thanks to our great mates at G&S Chassis. We'll catch up with you next time as we show you
What's up down under?
Buy art, buy stringers art.
Got a machine at the back, ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. Good on you, Stringer.
Excellent.